Hello, beautiful souls. I want to talk to you today, and I have my computer here that I'm going to be reading from because I have been pulling information about the fact that sometimes we have multiple higher selves. In Ifa, we call it Ori, right? Like the head, the consciousness. So this Ori, and let me just give you the full definition. In some places it's described as the head, in other places people say that the Ori is used to describe, it's a Yoruba word used to describe the vessel that is able to process consciousness thought. So this head, this Ori, the higher self that helps us to process information related to this 3D reality, I have noticed in quantum healing and information revealed to me under trance channeling that some of us have multiple higher selves, multiple entities that are part of our higher self consciousness. I have seen this directly because I have multiple higher selves, where one time your quantum healing session we will be able to have a specific higher self comes through, and sometimes it's a different energy, different feeling. You may even process them mentally in a very different way. Sometimes it could be female, sometimes it's male, sometimes it's completely different. So I've been trying to get information on this and meditating to get information on this, and I have come across something beautiful, powerful, and I want to go over this with you, especially if you're into Ifa and you have Ika in any of your odus. It might be your Ita, it might be whatever it is. If you have, it might be the odu for the year, it might be your odu when you're getting your mano de orula, whatever it is. If you have Ika at any moment during your consultations with your Babalao, you might appreciate this. You might also appreciate this if you are into anything that has to do with your occult, because having multiple versions of the higher self truly makes it very hard for us here. These people normally tend to work with they might be powerful healers, they might be able to enhance, they might be able to do tone language, they might be able to communicate with very ancient language or multi-dimensional languages, and working with the spirits, the guns, the death, the muertos, become very tiring and very confusing and depressing. This is the reason why some people, and this is why I've been looking for this, because I wanted to understand mental situations that happen to different people for many years. And when I started with my first quantum healing session, I asked for information about mental diseases, and that's why this information is coming, because I wanted to really truly be able to understand what's going on. How do people are more more people are more prone to have mental disorders, whether it is depression. And I honestly can tell you that I go through my cycles of depression, because even though it's not me, it is the spirits that are working with me. It affects me in this physical reality. So but when I'm talking about mental disorder, I'm talking about bipolar potentially, I'm talking about schizophrenia, I'm talking about very heavy depression episodes. And I don't have those problems, but I do have people that I love, friends and family that I love, that are dealing with this, and I want to get the answers to this. So that's why I've been so passionate about getting information about this, and it has come to this Odu here, Ika. In the Ika Meji Odu in Ifa, if you look into that Odu, you will see that this Odu clearly references the fact, if you go through any of the literature, and I have a couple of books that I've been reading, so I put some notes on my computer here so I don't forget anything major that I want to go over. But Ika, like I say, is that sign that talks about the person being gifted with the ability to heal, enhance, and manifest abundance in any way by working with the spirit dimension. But guess what? If the person is not able to balance the different Oris, the different energies that work with this person, because it is like this. I wish I had a paper in front of me. Some people have maybe one and that's it. Some people have two. Some people have multiple higher selves that are operating within, depending on their mission for this reality, for this life. Some people, I have seen people that have multiple higher self, and I know I have multiple higher self. So trust me when I say this is very possible. And it is in this time where we have all the clues to talk about people that have multiple Oris to have issues with potentially mental disorders or mental challenges. Especially if they don't understand what they're dealing with, they might think that they're crazy and they're not crazy. Or they can be driven to go crazy if they don't do the proper meditations and the proper prayers and truly work from a different perspective. Because if you think you're crazy, you think you're crazy. Honestly, this sign has the ability to see spirit dimension. So if you're seeing all of those things and you're thinking you're crazy, you're not really understanding that you have a gift. So I'm just going to go over the notes that I have here, and then I'm going to go over some other things. And like I said, if you go into any YouTube channel, you probably will get some of this stuff. So I'm not going to go over all of those details, but this can be a sign that has people around them that, because they're powerful manifester, a lot of people will be jealous of them and will think that they are able to have easy, everything is easy. They don't understand inside here they're going through a battle every single day, because even at nighttime they're working in the spirit dimension and they're doing work that is very tiring. And then in the daytime they can also have the ability to see spirit and feel things and know things. And it can be for a lot of people, it can be a lot. So people think they have it easy because they might be able to manifest things like this, and they don't understand inside of them there is a big battle that they have to win every single day, multiple times during the day, because they might wake up and they're happy. In the middle of the day they get sad because they're very empathic. Like those people that have the power to heal, pick up emotions, they're super empaths, Heyoka empaths, right? So they pick up emotions left and right, and then they might not know what to do with those emotions. They're helping everybody else, but they don't know how to help themselves until they tap into their power and understand their power. So they tend to have a lot of unknown enemies, because they don't even know that the people that are supposedly their friends might not be really their friends, because they might be jealous, and that jealousy brings an energy that affects the person. So they're constantly on guard because they don't know if they're working in the spirit dimension or here, and who's going to attack next. They might not even know that that's what they're doing, but they are constantly on guard. They constantly worrying about what's going to come next and how they're going to have to fight that, even though they might not know that that's what they're doing. So I don't know if you're going to find that on YouTube like that, but I'm trying to break it down the way that I process information. So to appropriate the Ori, the person has to do, most of the time they're going to do Omituto, and that is like the first level head rogation, using the coconut and all of that. So if you're not in Ifa or anything like this, you might just want to do a lot of different herbs and flower baths to make sure that you're balancing your energies, because these are very powerful energies. When you have more than one Ori, you have multiple Oris. We're talking about heavy work that you have to do here. It's a big mission, and you have to do a lot of work. And because of that, you have to be spending the time every 15 days, every week, or every 15 days, depending how much work you're doing for other people. You need to be able to do things at home, because otherwise you're going to spend every couple of weeks, you cannot be going to your padrino or madrina and asking for something. You got to learn to do this yourself. Actually, I think there is something in this sign that says that whoever the Babalao is will have to do and able before they do your initiations, because you as an Ika Meji person with this Odu can become even more powerful than the person doing the work for you, because you have the ability, you have a natural born ability to do things that sometimes the different babalaos might not be able to because of whatever mission they have here. They might be the priest and priestess that are helping you with do things, but they might not have the ability to heal, the ability to enhance, the ability to do things that you can. So you have to really know that it's nothing personal against you. It's just that naturally you giving energy that says I can do anything, and people naturally that are not like that have a little jealousy with that, you know. So you just want to be very you want to be very intentional with maintaining your head, your energies in alignment, and doing so often, you know, like doing so every 2-3 weeks maximum. You should be doing something with your, whether you go to the water, to the river, to the beach, whether you do something with flowers at home, whether you do some coconut irrigation by yourself, you know. And yes, of course, you, if you have an elder, you will want to see your elder, but I'm saying don't depend on them, because you have to take responsibility for your own healing. That's what I'm saying. So the Ika Meji, let's see, Ika Meji is the other that reference the idea of joining in power in anticipation of making effective prayer and effective invocation. So these people are very powerful with the power of words. Their throat energy is very powerful. They have to make sure that this energy here is also very taken care of. And the thing is, if you don't do everything from your heart, and there is something in this sign that talks about that too, that you will want to research, because if you don't really do something from your heart, everything else is not going to work out. People will be jealous of you, and those energies will be able to, in a way, attack you, because if you don't do everything for your heart, you're out of balance. So let's see what it says. So effective prayer and effective invocation. Ka means the drawing in or pulling together. It is the principle of contraction, the feminine principle. Remember, this is Ika is a male, so the principle here of the feminine energy is also coming in. So it's a very powerful when they're together. It refers to gathering of personal power, ashe. It is the deep breath we take just before chanting Oriki. It is a sensing internal ashe, and it is the foundation of the power of the word. This is the energy also, and Ika is the number 11. So this reminds me of the master number 11 as well. But this also reminds me of the energy of 5, because the energy of 5s also have that energy that they can bring in the power of the word with their chanting and their throat energy. So this is a very powerful sign, and it's talking about your personal power that can be used for growth or destruction. So you have to be careful. You always have to operate from the heart if you want this to turn out for your highest good, because if you don't, you can bring a lot of cursing to yourself, a lot of bad energy. For example, if you're always talking negatively, that's what you're bringing, because you're so powerful with the power of the throne that whatever you say, it becomes. And anyone can do this, but you have a natural gift for doing this. So you from the beginning can create whatever you want, and you have to be careful not to create what you don't want by what the things that you're thinking and saying, because anything that you say becomes, because you have the power. So Ika is the first step in forming conscientious reality. It is the foundation of the collective power of Ebe. I don't know if that's EJBE. It is also associated with the Liamines, you know, the witches, because power over this reality is the birthright of the mothers. Olodumare gave this power to Odu, who in turn gave it to the Liamines. Ika usually pertains to difficulties in general. Ebo to Ogun, Orumila, and Ori is usually divine to alleviate the difficulties. One of the things that I pull information from different sources, you can find it, but the reason why I pull this is because it is confirming what I receive in my trance and meditation about the multiple Oris. And this person can bring all of that with their power of the words. But one of the things that I found was these people, this person, Ika Meji, has a secret and needs to do evil so doesn't get revealed. These people possibly suffer from mental illness due to multiple Oris. And this was the biggest clue, because this is what matched what I received. Multiple Oris means that we have different higher energies that are part of ourselves, and therefore one moment we have this thing going on, the next moment this thing, this thing. So we could have 3, 4, 5 different Oris. And that, can you imagine having 5 different higher self? I mean, seriously, what does that look like? That's very intense, and no wonder why these people tend to suffer from depression, because it's never enough. It's never good enough, because they know their mission is so big that they have a very hard time being happy in the moment. They have a hard time because they want to understand everything, but they have a hard time understanding everything because this human brain cannot comprehend everything. So the more we look, the more we find, the more we learn, the more we know we don't know. And we keep looking and hunting, and that's what keeps us happy. But it is also because we have the multiple Oris. And it is heavy work. I'm not gonna lie to you, this is heavy work. By the power of healing, when you discover the power, unhasting and manifesting can make your life more meaningful, because you realize, I'm not crazy. This is happening because I came with this big mission. I have this thing to do, and I can pull on this energy just with my words. I can do things that many people cannot, and I can help those that come to me. So you have to know how to bring balance to your life by breathing and taking it more, letting things go, because it is a lot of work. This sign is heavy. It has a lot of it's just a lot of work that needs to be done. One of the things that I found here, and I wanted to read this, where did I put it? Because I thought that this was interesting. This was something that I got in a different way. It says, towards the end, it says, the Baba says, let's see, maybe I should start from the beginning. Yeah, let me start from the beginning for those that want to hear this. Well, no, because this is already too long. So I just wanted to say that in this sign, there is a pataki that talks about winning the battle, and then on the way back, somebody offers something, a vegetable or something to eat, and the person, the vegetable gets stuck here, the food gets stuck here, and he cannot talk. So the way that he communicates is basically with sign language, right? Using his head and his hand to make language, sign language, right? But the reason why I think this is interesting is because, to me, this also refers to the tone language, and it doesn't say it like that here. But I thought that pataki was interesting, and I don't want to quote the whole pataki because it will take me too long. But when we get trans information, sometimes we get a lot of things, but we don't get the whole story. When I found this, I thought that it was interesting because these people, Ika Meji people, whether you have it as a witness to your Odu, to your main Ita, when you're pulling your mano and all of that, and you have your main Odu for whoever, however you came here to be, right? Whatever sign is coming with you to incarnate in this life, right? You have the 4 different witnesses to that sign, and if Ika is one of those, you want to be thankful to that, because this means that when you start talking in sign language, you are truly tapping into very ancient wisdom, ancient knowledge, maybe even intergalactic language, angel language. So be attentive, not careful, be attentive to what you go through and how you feel and what you think you're saying, and write it so you don't lose the essence of the learning, because probably nobody will be able to know what you're saying because it's sign language. It might be intergalactic language where humans here don't know what it is, but you get a deep feeling and you know that you might be moving energy, that you might be healing specific things, that you might be, if you have someone in mind that you're doing this for, that you're sending and healing in a way, or at a soul level doing things that people here will not be able to understand. That's why this sign is the one that says that whoever your babalao is has to doing able to, before they get to work on you, because the child, the one that it wants to get their initiation, can become even more powerful. I see this as the person here with this sign has so many abilities that they can become true healers. They can do things that most people cannot. And that's why it says the Babala has to do that. I don't see it like that. I see it like it is confirmation. The person coming that the Babala has to work for, it, you know, honestly, is almost like a confirmation. The Babala knows this person is a true healer. But if you go to someone that truly just believes that that's why they have to do the Evo, because you can become more powerful and therefore you can take the clients or whatever, obviously that is not a good situation. That's not what I'm saying. You don't want to be in that position. But what I'm saying is, these people are the true master healers, the people that have this sign, that bring this energy in, that are already experiencing tongue language revelations and being able to enhance and discern energy like nobody else can. Or, there are millions of people like this. I'm not saying it's just one. But what I'm saying is these people are unique. They come with a very big mission, and because of that, they can be very depressed. They can go through these waves. This is the energy of the double snake too. Ika Meji's symbol is the double snake. That is his tail, like the number 8, because the snake didn't do revelation. So these people have the energy of the rainbow. Remember Aida Wedo and Dambala Wedo? Olodumare has the snake and the rainbow as well. So you want to see all those things and link them together to get the teachings for you. If you have Mamiwata, you could also have a lot of energy from this sign, a lot of teachings that come from this sign. If you have, say, Martha the Dominator, Filomena Luana, Aida Wedo, any of the Simbis, Olodumare, but I wouldn't say, I would say Agwe even, Ogun for sure. But this sign can talk about in the tablero, in the when people do the tablero, I don't know what you call it in English. When you have your tablet and people are doing the reading for you, this sign can talks about any of those spirits there, because this sign is the master number 11. That's the energy of this sign. These people are extremely spiritual. They belong in the spirit dimension, and it's almost like they're here to do something for humanity. So I'm gonna leave it here, and I'll see you guys on the next one. If you're Ika or have these energies, definitely leave a comment so I can learn more about you, and I'll see you guys next time. Thank you.